Hello, welcome back to my channel. On my channel today, this recipe, I don't even know the name to call it. You are free to call it any name you want, any sweet name you want. Our first ingredient is onions. We are going to grate it with the tiniest size from this grater you are seeing, followed by our flour. We are going to sieve the flour in order to remove the dirt if there is any dirty in the flour. So after that, we are mixing the onions and the flour together. You can mix it using your spatula, but in order to be able to mix it very well, I will be using my hand. So feel free to use your hand if you want to try this recipe at home. The only thing is, make sure your hands are clean. So mix the flour and the onions very well to give you a crumble flour. As you can see, make sure you mix everything thoroughly. So after that, we are adding sugar. Take note, adding sugar is thoroughly optional. It is not important. So I had a tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of sugar, a pinch of cinnamon, and also a pinch of salt. So I added everything together. After you are done adding it together, then it is time to add our water. One thing is, you need to add the water bit by bit in order not to over add water, because we need our flour to be non-sticky. So you need to add the water bit by bit. So when you are done adding the water, in order for us to get a smooth dough, we will be needing to knead the dough a bit. We are kneading it not as much as we will be kneading it if we are making bread, but we just need to knead it a bit in order for all the ingredients we added to be circulate. So we'll knead the dough a bit to get a fluffy smooth dough like this. So after that, we'll just put it in a bowl and cover it and allow it to rest for like 10 to 20 minutes. Take note, it is very important to allow your dough to rest a bit before you proceed to the next step. So as you can see that we have a non-sticking dough like this. So the next step now is to flatten our dough. And because I'm using a flat surface that is not too big, so I am going to cut the dough into two so that it will be able to contain this flat surface that I'm using. After that, I will be using my rolling pin to flatten the dough. So we'll be flattening the dough, and it is very important to make sure your dough is very well flattened, as in you need it to be as flattened as possible. After flattening the dough, the next thing is to cut it to our desired shape. As you can see, the shape I am cutting it into, but if you have other shape in mind, you are free to cut it into any shape you want. After you are done cutting it into your desired shape, the next thing is to arrange your dough into your baking tray. So before putting it in your baking tray, make sure you use a parchment paper as your base. You use this to cover your baking tray before arranging your dough on it. After that, you already put your salt on fire. I'm not using oven, so I am using my gas, and I use that by putting my pot on fire. I added little amount of salt and use something to uplift this baking tray in order not to put my baking tray on the salt directly. After that, I put the thing I want to bake, then I use the cover to cover it for a few minutes. So while that is busy baking, then we move on to the remaining ingredients. If you remember, I divided the dough into two. So the first method I used was a baking method, and this second method is a frying method. In a situation whereby you don't want to use the baking method, you can as well try this frying method. Both are very good, depend on what you want. So I am flattening the remaining dough and I'm going to cut it like I did previously. Then we move on to the frying. After I am done cutting it into the desired shape, then I move on to fry the dough. By putting your oil on fire, allow it to heat. Then you put in your dough that you wanted to fry. Make sure they are not stick together. Make sure they are separated so that they will be able to fry. So just fry, and when you see that they are turning brown, then it is ready. This is what the frying methods look like. Then let's check what we are baking on fire. This is what it looks like. So this is the frying and the baking method. Feel free to try any one of the above, and I'm very sure you're going to love it. Both are very crunchy. In a situation whereby you don't want to use oil, that is why I also show you the baking method. I hope you enjoy this video. Bye.